How can I convince you? Be reasonable. I tell you, my relations with Mrs. Bumpus are relations of perfect coldness. Of indifference.
Say it again. Say it again. You're proud of it, aren't you? Yeah. You're not worth kicking.
Look here, I'm not going to stand this.
Oh, you have some blood in your body after all. Good job.
This is ridiculous. I assure you Mrs. Bumpus is quite...
What is Mrs. Bumpus to you? I'd like to know. I'll tell you what Mrs. Bumpus is. She's the smartest woman in the smartest set in South Kensington, and the handsomest, and the cleverest, and the most fetching to experienced men who know a good thing when they see it, whatever she may be to conceited penny-a-lining puppies who think nothing good enough for them. It's admitted by the best people, and not to know it argues yourself unknown. 3 of our first actor managers have offered her $100 a week if she'd go on the stage when they start a repertory theater, and I think they know what they are about as well as you. The only member of the present cabinet that you might call a handsome man has neglected the business of the country to dance with her, though he don't belong to our set as a regular thing. One of the first professional poets in Bedford Park wrote a sonnet to her, worth all your amateur trash. At Ascot last season, the eldest son of a duke excused himself from calling on me on the ground that his feelings for Mrs. Bumpus were not consistent with his duty to me as host, and it did him honor and me too. But she isn't good enough for you, it seems. You regard her with coldness, with indifference, and you have the cool cheek to tell me so to my face. For 2 pins I'd flatten your nose in to teach you manners. Introducing a fine woman to you is casting pearls before swine before.
You call me a swine again and I'll land you one on the chin that'll make your head sing for a week.
What?
You shan't, Teddy, you shan't. You will be killed. He's a prize fighter.
I'll prize fight him.
Henry, don't let him fight you. Promise me that you won't.
I have got a most frightful bump on the back of my head.
Not until you have promised. Not until you both have promised. Teddy, you promise, don't you? Yes, yes. Be good, you promise.
I won't, unless he takes it back.
He will, he does. You take it back, Henry? Yes.
Yes. I take it back. I take it all back, all, without reserve.
Is nobody going to help me up? Each of you take a hand. Now won't you shake hands and be good?
I shall do nothing of the sort. I have steeped myself in lies for your sake. And the only reward I get is a lump on the back of my head the size of an apple. Now I will go back to the straight path.
Henry, for heaven's sake.
It's no use. Your husband is a fool and a brute.
What's that you say?
I say you are a fool and a brute. And if you'll step outside with me I'll say it again. Those poems were written to your wife, every word of them, and to nobody else. I wrote them because I loved her. I thought her the most beautiful woman in the world. And I told her so over and over again. I adored her, do you hear? I told her that you were a sordid commercial chump, utterly unworthy of her. And so you are.
You don't mean it.
Yes, I do mean it, and a lot more too. I asked Mrs. Bumpus to walk out of the house with me, to leave you, to get divorced from you and marry me. I begged and implored her to do it this very night. It was her refusal that ended everything between us. What she can see in you, goodness only knows.
My dear chap, why didn't you say so before? I apologize. Come. Don't bear malice. Shake hands. Make him shake hands, Rory.
For my sake, Henry. After all, he's my husband. Forgive him. Take his hand.
You've got to own that none of your literary heroines can touch my Rory. Rory. They can't resist you. None of them. Never knew a man yet that could hold out 3 days.
Don't be foolish, Teddy. I hope you were not really hurt, Henry. Oh, poor boy, what a bump. I must get some vinegar and brown paper.
Will you do me a great favor, John? I hardly like to ask, but it would be a real kindness to us both.
What can I do?
Well, may I get these printed? It shall be done in the best style. The finest paper, sumptuous binding, everything first class. They are beautiful poems. I should like to show them about a bit.
Oh, Henry, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, I don't mind. I am past minding anything. I have grown too fast this evening.
How old are you, Henry?
This morning I was 18. Now I am, confounded. I'm quoting that beast of a play.
What shall we call the volume? To Aurora, or something like that, eh?
I should call it How He Lied to Her Husband.